Welcome back to If These Walls Could Talk, where we find out a little bit more about some of the actors whose pictures appear on the walls of the Ivoryton Playhouse. You know, we're living in very difficult time in our country's history, and I thought it might be a good time to look at our history here at the Playhouse and maybe look at some of the actors who performed here who are not represented on these walls, but who played a vital part in the Ivoryton Playhouse's history. The black performers from the 1930s to the 1970s. I think the most famous recent performer has to be Cab Calloway, who was here in 1978 with his amazing, legendary revue, Bubbling Brown Sugar. There are still people in town who remember that and speak of that today. Estelle Hemsley appeared here in 4 productions, from 1954's Mamba's Daughters to 1957 Mrs. Patterson, which also featured Eartha Kitt, to 1960 The Male Animal, when she was 73 years old. Eula Bell-Moore appeared here in 4 productions from 1951 to 1962. Also appearing in Mamba's Daughters in '54 was Alberta Hunter. She's possibly my favorite. You should read up about her and try and hear her songs if you can. She was a jazz singer and songwriter, and she had a starring role in 1928 in London in the production of Showboat opposite this man, Paul Robeson, who does appear on our walls. You know, these videos are too short for me to get into the amazingly complex life of this man. Equally loved and hated for his incomparable talent and his very strong political views, today I just want to share with you a little story from his time in Ivoryton. He appeared here in 1941 in The Emperor Jones, a role that he had made famous since appearing in the 1925 revival in New York and then later in London. So legend has it, and I have to say that because I was not here in 1941, but this story has been going around town for many, many years. While he was here, he would stand on that stage before every performance and he would warm up vocally with a few songs. The windows on the park side of the theater were always wide open because there was no air conditioning in that time, and crowds would gather to listen. And by the end of the week, apparently you couldn't move on the green for people standing out there just waiting to catch that magical moment, the voice of Paul Robeson, well before this place had mics or amplifiers. You know, we honor you today, Paul Robeson, and all the black performers through the history of this place who struggled to have their voices heard and their talents recognized in another difficult time in American history. Thanks, Paul. Nice to know you.